さて続きをやろうにも間が空きすぎてしまったな。どうするか。とりあえずサイドクエストやるか。どこ行きゃいいんだ。ここに行けばいいのか。ファストトラベル。操作も思い出さないとな、まずな。まず、なんか囲まれてるやん。これで罠選べて、これで矢選んで、OK。マップマップで、まず、どこにいるんだ、こいつ。発見自分の焚き火から焚き火のファストトラベル、ファストトラベルパックを使用せずに行る。あ、そうなの。じゃあできない焚き火にもいけるってこと？
Savior, thank you for taking the time.
Savior.
My condolences that you had to endure Ulvan's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Karja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is barren light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvand up.
What is this concession decree that Ulvand wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
なんか部族間のこと調べようと思ってたの忘れてたわ。
How does blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks help Ulvand get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but Chainscrape is all gears and rust and
ウルバンドってやつがこのチェーンスクレープっていう街を牛耳ってたちょっと悪いやつだよな。
intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the mad Sun King. Even with the valley working again, Ulvand hopes he can stir up enough resentment against the Karja to call for a strike.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
焦土の光で俺まだ行ってないんだよね。
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvand blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvand's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape.
ヒゲの生え方とかめちゃくちゃリアル。
I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Karja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
OK。石切り場の西でブリッスルバックを探す。ブリッスルバックって敵だったよな、確かな。あ、牛みてえなやつだったな、確か。これは何？新たなクエスト？マジかよ。進まねえって。新しいクエストやってたら。今日このブリスルバックのやつやったらちょっと先にストーリー進めよう。マジで終わんね。チャージャーをオーバーライドできるな、マジで。雷の矢弾を撃ってみるか。OK？ ちょっと待って。ちょっと撃てない。装備だよね。所持品の、これ、違うな。雷のトラップキャスター。あれ雷の矢弾なんて俺持ってた？持ってなくね？これ、そーっといって、いけるんすかこれ。チャージャーオーバーライド。はいどうも。ちょっと待った。ちょっと聞いてないけど俺これ聞いてないけどだわ。どっか行っちゃったんだけど。ちょっと待って聞いてないこれ聞いてないよこれ。戦っちゃった。死んじゃった。ちょっと待って。知らないこれ。これでオーバーライドして、ちょっと待って。で強攻撃でダウンさせて乗れた。走れ。ちょっと走れ。これどうやって走んの？これどうやって走んの？どうやって走んの？攻撃した待って。降りた。あ、加速。バスで加速ね。これさ、勝手に道なりに走って、こっち、違うじゃんこっちじゃん。オッケー。早い。待って、減速。ブリストルバックの死骸。止まっとけよ。
like it died on impact.
落下した衝撃。
Maybe it charged off
こ
the
の上
cliff
か。
up there. I better keep following the trail up.
了解。この先に進むと。言うこと聞いて。これこのまま道なりに進んでくれるかい。ちょっと待った。こっちこっちこっちこっちこっち。楽ちん。俺前作でオーバーライドマジ使わなかったからな、全く。おっ、びっくりした。
Tunnel of mine. And a lot of broken trees.
鉱山に入る。
It's like a stampede went through. Is this where the bristlebacks came from?
こいつ待っててくれるかな、ここで。
How? Unless this cave leads out of the daunt. Okay, let's see where this leads.
オッケー。このキノコは光だけ。薬用植物。物資。こっちでいいのかな。
The old cart tracks collapsed. It looks
What?
recent. Guess I'm not going that way.
いけない。なんだっけ。これやってる時に撃っちゃうから。あ、違う違う、危ない危ねえ。あれ、どうやってあれ撃つんだっけ。いけるべ。ここ行けなかったらもう終わりやんけ、このクエスト。
A dead bristleback down there? The cart tracks must have given way under it. So the bristlebacks were in here.
これ降りてジャンプしてなんか違うかな。なんか違うな。なんか違う気がするな。シャード大事。あれ、あの技どうやって撃つんだっけ。なんかフックショットみたいなやつどうやって撃つんだっけ。やべ、忘れたわ。どうやって撃つんだっけあれ。特殊装備フルキャスター。照準しながら三角を押して、
Can't hook onto
これ
that.
か。なんか引っ掛けられるでしょ。間違えた。これなんか引っ掛けられるべ。引っかからない。どうやって向こう行くの。ジャンプする。これどうやって行くの。どうやって向こう行くの。これ引っ掛けだったりしない。だってスタックした。違うね。 どうやって行くのこれ。物資の箱。あ、こっちか。なんだこっちか。なんだよ。それはいけるわけねえわな。
There's smoke from deeper in the
はい
mine.
はいはいはいはいはいはい。
Explosion? Where's the backs? I guess they got trapped in here. I'm gonna have to take them out before I can look around.
であいつらを倒す。それでまずこの弓でこれ撃つ。で弱ったところをこれで打ち倒す。 OK。 上からならいけるだろ俺。こことドッカンなったからこの後ろもう一発撃てない。撃てる俺。 OKOKOKOKOKOK。
Okay. Better take a look at where the smoke's coming from.
弱いじゃねえかこいつ。なんだよビビらせやがって。前戦った時めちゃくちゃなんか苦労した記憶があんのにな。やっぱこのゲームちゃんと弱点を把握して狙い撃つっていうのはマジで大事な。 OK。 これは
It's no good. Can't use the
フル
forecast
キャスターじゃ無理だな。こういうことできる。忘れてたわ。 OKOK。
There's a lot of smoke. Looks like the mine runs pretty far back.
可燃性が高い。あれ燃やせるってことか。じゃあちょっと待ってちょっと燃やしてみよう。で炎の矢の武器を装備してないからこれを装備する。で炎の矢装備してどれだっけな。あれわお。この後ろのやつは何も関係がない。
There's a dead end. Bristleback's must have collapsed these tracks too.
行き止まり。だけどあそこにアイテムがあるけどまあいっか。こっちに行けんのか。うわーこれやっちゃっていいってことっすか。樽に手紙が添えてあるな。ウルバンド宛ての手紙だ。閉山予定。なるほど。これは壊さなくていいの？大丈夫これ？俺ちょっと壊したいんだけど壊していいかな？ほっ！ 爆発しねえ。爆発しねえぞ。なんだ爆発しねえな。まあいいか。い
Pack's full, but my stash is
やこれマジこの保管庫システムマジ神システムだわ。前全然アイテム拾えなくて困ってたのに。
So Olvind was secretly blasting in the mine, trying to squeeze it for all it's worth. Until Bristleback stampeded through.
なるほど
The
ね。
explosions blew a way open, but from where?
じゃあ戻りゃいいよね。あ、ちゃんと待っててくれたわ。この辺で乗りながらなんかこう取ったりとかはできないのかな。 OK。 いやこれなんか前作もちゃんと使っときゃよかったな、オーバーライド。こんなに楽だったのか。あとは話したらノーハンドで言ってくれる？オッケー。俺に焚き火はないね。ちょっと待って、これ渡れんの？渡れんのかよ、優秀。ちゃんと言ってるこれ。ちゃんと乗りながらでも物資は取れるよと。乗りながら入ります？入れましたね。入れないんですね。クエスト回収してから行こうか。
I'm sorry, I'll be right with you.
Uh,
Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying it's overkill.
it's a weapon.
Overkill.
Is the point?
Not if it blows the user's arm off. Just stop talking. Where were we? Ah. So, you look like someone who's always searching for a new weapon. Am I right?
Actually,
Could you just not? I am with a customer.
I'm not a customer.
I got it! Triple the powder. It'll blow a Strider sky high. Ba-boom. One-shot kill.
Ba-boom.
Guaranteed.
Maybe I am.
Then you are in the right place at the right time, Red. How would you like to be the proud owner of the world's first machine-enhanced,
Explosive, done in one, machine wrecking.
yet perfectly safe, javelin thrower?
何者なんだ。
Are you two from around here?
Nah, the claim. Dad sent us out west in search of some unknown opportunity. Said we'll know it when we see it.
Sounds like you had other ideas.
Let's just say that opening another trading post for my parents isn't how I want to make my mark in this world. I imagine traveling alone must be nice.
ここにいるお前の仲間。
So
My
she's your partner?
apprentice and my sister. She's why we're out here. There was an incident. Another incident.
Involving explosives?
Ba-boom!
And Dad's
ブ
precious
ーンしか言わないじゃん。
He shipped us out the next day.
Huh.
その武器につい
Tell
て。
me more about this weapon of yours.
Saw a scroll when I was a kid by some Karja scholar who wandered out west. Had a scary drawing of a Tenakth warrior hunting with a kind of javelin thrower. Effective? Yes. Basic? Undoubtedly. But coming out here made me remember it. And I'm on the brink of vastly improving the tool's archaic design.
Whereas I will perfect it.
I can use machine parts to enhance the user's throw, increase the projectile's velocity. Well, Boomer here is adamant that enhancing the projectile is better. Mainly with explosive tips.
Boomsticks.
Why not both?
That could work.
Good
There's one small
work.
snag. I need the parts to make the first working model.
Well, for starters, I'll need charger horns. Intact.
Yeah, that.
チャージャーの
Just
角
be sure to shoot them off before the machine goes down. Otherwise, they break.
持ってなかったっけな
But
俺
the real innovation, and keep it to yourself, is a fanghorn rib.
There's a mean one east of here. Blow it sky high.
Boomer! You get him for me. It's yours. My treat.
You have a deal.
あれ俺持ってなかったそれ。
How's the hunting and gathering going, Red?
Getting there.
あと
What
ちょ
can
っ
I
と
do for you?
もう
I'll
行
be
く
on
よ
my way.
Don't be a...
もっと大きなドカンブブーン。もっと大きなドカンはまあ後でもいいかな。あのおっさんに話しかけに行くと。
Savior, what news do you bring?
Picked up the bristleback trail by the quarry. Looks like they stampeded out of a mine at the back of the valley.
The mine? How could a herd of bristlebacks come from there?
I'm not sure, but Ulvin's workers were using explosives to tap the tunnels inside.
For the love of Dawn, I told him it wasn't worth the risk. Those tunnels, they run for miles underground, even beyond the Daunt. No, you don't think.
That Ulvin's blasting opened up a passage from the other side?
Perhaps. Yes, perhaps. If this is true, we need confirmation. An inquiry. So thorough, so irrefutable, endorsed by the Savior.
All right, I'll keep looking.
もう一回行くの？
I need to go.
Of course.
衝動の光に行く。
If I'm gonna find out where the bristlebacks came from,
待って、音聞こえなくなったんだけど、なん
I
で？
need to head further
ああ、治っ
west.
た治った治った。
Another reason to get the embassy going?
Come for that beer after all, eh?
あ、ペトラ。
Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Well, things aren't as bad since you got this place running again. But we still got Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree. If you don't put that down, I'll come over there and show you how that game ends. Anyway, right now, I'm just worried about those refugees out from Sunfall. To come all this way enduring Forge knows what.
Shadow Karja refugees. What are they doing in the Daunt?
Looking for a new home, I gather. They're camped out by an old trailhead, southwest of here. And therein lies the problem. A stormbird crashed up on the cliffs last week, and Talon Cleanbrokers had his eye on the salvage ever since. But the refugees have barred entrance. Mustn't interrupt their sun-scorched ritual. Something about finding a twilight path.
Huh. Never heard them talk about that before.
Yeah, well, these particular Shadow Karja are an odd bunch. But overall, they're peaceful folk. Not that it matters to Talon. He'll crack some heads to get to that salvage. Maybe you could swing by. Convince him to set up camp somewhere else?
めっちゃ選択肢あるじゃん。
So the
Bristleback.
bristlebacks in the Daunt.
汚ねえなこいつ。
You're a pig. Blasted things, those bristlebacks. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge. Lost some good people. But bless the bellows, you cleared them out and got this place working again. Now, if only there was some way to smash them all together and run them out of town.
But how could bristlebacks in the Daunt help Ulvund?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the bristlebacks came from, Ulvund has taken to blaming the Karja for them. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
About that, I think the bristlebacks came out of Ulvund's old mine.
Now there's a spark that could light a fire. Can you prove it?
I'm working on it.
By the forge. Grab my ear if you...
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back. But realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
What else can you tell me about the Shadow Karja refugees?
Well, they don't call themselves Shadow Karja for one. At least, not anymore. They're some other brand of sun-crazed. But whatever side of the sun they're on, they're peaceful through and through. Don't seem to want for nothing except a place to live, pray, and just enough food to keep from starving.
So they're just camped outside by a trail, blocking entry to a wrecked Stormbird, waiting for... what, exactly?
Don't rightly know, but I'll tell you this. Should they ever wise up and salvage it, a Stormbird heart is worth a lot. And if they get there first, then by Ostrom law, it's theirs. Not that Toland Cleanbrokers ever lost sleep over any law.
トーランドクリーンブローカーって何？あ、そうそう
Who's
そうそ
this
う。
Tolland Cleanbroker?
Just some chuff-huffing pondsman. Got a shop here in town. Lived in Chainscrape since there was a Chainscrape. He and Ulvin go back a ways. Like a pair of coals and a campfire, those two.
So Tolland works for Ulvund?
Ha! Ulvin might think so, but Talon scrapes up his own scams. And he ain't the type to let a few refugees get between him and Stormbird salvage.
So about Ulvund.
Around here, everything's about Ulvund.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone, so he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on... Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Karja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
This
話が
concession
難しい
decree,
な。
what is it exactly? And how would it help Ulvund?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Ulvund has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he...
Well, if I'm up that way, I'll talk to the refugees. Try to convince them to move.
Much appreciated. They have it rough. Don't need Talon making it rougher.
Hey,
Just
Ray.
that Tolland has a shop here in
Fancy
Chainscrape.
オッケーオッケーオッケ
Could have a word with him first.
ー。で、私はここからメインクエストに行くか。チャージャーの角なんで、あ、俺何にも持ってなかったのか。そんでさっきこしらえたチャージャーに乗って あ、まあまあ行かないといけないんだ。
Yeah, you!
あのチャージャー修理できんのか。ちょっと修理してチャージャーに乗っ
Raise
て
this machine for now.
あとはここを道なりに走らせていけばいいだけか。ダメー、危ね。そこの焚き火って俺オープンにしてなかったの。ギリギリ走るな。ちょっと待って、焚き火すぎた。焚き火すぎた。違う違う違う、こっちこっちこっち。バカバカバカバカバカバカバカバカバカバカバカバカ。ちょっとスタックしてるじゃない。大丈夫それ、大丈夫それ。待って、焚き火この辺にあった。これが
Send this to my stash.
で、これはこの分岐は右か。これ仕方していこう。めんどくせえから。意外と近え。あ、まだ俺禁じられしセーブ行ってないの。責任者。どんな武器が買えるんだい。なるほどね。断ち切りのシュレッダーガントレット、何それ。膝折りの長弓。はあ。なんか売れんのこれ。作業台か。俺作業台なんかできんの。アップグレード僕できる。シャードがねえな。うわっ、最大までいけるじゃん。いっちゃっていいのかな。ワイヤー全然ないんだね。ブリストルバックの牙。いやー、氷のブラストスリングね。でもこれ後でさ、強い武器どうせ出てくるんでしょ。これ何。あ、これあれか。あれか。 保管庫か。
Take this to a cook.
でいっぱいちょっとサブクエあるけど、
Here's errand. Looks like this had a few.
あ、エレンドだ。
Gentlemen,
That's our cue.
ジェロメン。
you taking the edge off?
I mean, I'd ask you to join, but who'll be left to save the world, right? All right, now let me guess. You're in a rush, right? So, whatever you need, ask away.
How have things been since I...
Your silent departure? Yeah, not bad. Vanguard's going strong. Helped Avad pick up the pieces after the battle with the Eclipse. I took a month to bury Ursa in the claim. But when I got back, I got the assignment to babysit Wadis on his way to the embassy. I thought that'd be a cakewalk, so of course things went sideways.
You got blindsided.
この人なんか奥さんか誰か死んじゃったんだっけ。
A couple more of these, maybe I'll believe you.
I was, wondering if you were able to lay Ursa to rest, like you wanted.
Yeah, we did. Just seemed the crowd that showed up to pay their respects. Half of them owed her a favor, and the other half owed her their lives. In the end, everybody drank. You know, it's the rowdiest funeral since ever.
Feels like she would have liked that.
Yeah, damn straight. Damn straight. She would have put them all under the table.
What do you know about the embassy?
I know, not much. Only that Avad really wants it to happen. He said I'm making peace with these Tanakh. But from what I hear, they're not too big on the whole diplomacy thing. They do most of their talking with blades and arrows. So if you're heading their way, be prepared. Things might get ugly real fast.
I'll keep that in mind.
俺まだ西行けてな
What
か
do
っ
you
た
know
んだ。
about this place?
Well, nothing good. It's where the Carja dragged all the captives they took from the Forbidden West during the Red Raids. Lucky ones became slave labor. The rest were hauled off to the Sun Ring and Meridian.
Your sacrifice.
You got it. Tanakh made sure to wreck the place before they chased the Carja out of the West. I can't say I blame them. And now Avad's paying the Osram to rebuild it. No matter how much new stone they put up, it'll still be stained in blood.
I better get going.
Oh, yeah, don't let me stop you. Just, are you sure about this? Yeah, I'm saving the world. That sounds like a lot for just one...
Errand.
Yeah, all right. Can't blame me for trying. I guess what I'm really trying to say is, if you ever do need me...
I know where to find you. Hopefully sober next time.
Yeah, don't count on it. Be careful out there, Aloy.
Lighten up, Paiv. You've got a thick wall of stone between you and the Tanakh.
Are you in charge around here?
Apologies, no. That would be Commander Nozar. I'm Lawan, the second in command. So, what brings Aloy of the Nora to Barren Light?
I'm here for the embassy. I need it to happen so I can head west. And maybe now that Studious Wadis is here, we can finally get things underway.
Yes, the Sun Priest. Walked in practically kicking and screaming behind his escort. Really seems to like his scrolls. But the embassy remains delayed.
なんでだよ。
Commander Nozar has signaled our readiness, but the Tanakh marshals have yet to sound their horn.
All right, fine. Let me through the gates then. I have my own business with them.
I'm sure you do, but I'm afraid I can't. Commander's orders. Normally, the gates are open for any who dare to venture out. Asaram salvagers, a few especially brazen Karja, but no one's allowed in or out before an embassy. They'll reopen, once the Tanakh have left.
階段につい
So
て
what happens at
今日はなん
these
かこの
embassies
話が多くなりそうだね。
Mostly trade and
Oh.
negotiation. The Karja offer tribute of food, spices, and gear. In exchange, the Tanath return personal effects taken from Karja soldiers that fell during the Red Raids. This particular embassy, however, is a special case.
Because the Tanakh, they're handing over some sort of prisoner, right? A soldier named Fashav?
Ah, so you've heard. The exchange has got everyone on edge. You never know if an embassy's going to go well until it's practically over.
You said something about Tanakh marshals. Who are they?
They're the tribe's elite warriors. Before every embassy, they arrive with a contingent of soldiers from each of their 3 clans. Then, during the proceedings, they negotiate on behalf of their leader. And by negotiate, I mean stare down our sun priest until they concede. Paev over here came face to face with them for the first time at the last embassy. Came back drenched in his own sweat.
It was hot that day, sir.
It was indeed.
なんかなんかなんだろう
Where
な
is this commander
この
knows
感じ
our
ちょっと怪しいよな。
If he's the one keeping the gates shut, I'll convince him to open them for me.
I'll take you to him, but I have to warn you. The commander isn't one to break protocol, especially when he's already high-strung.
We'll see about that.
This way.
There's a lot of activity going on around here.
The Tanakh tore down this place during the Red Raids. 2 years of labor, and we still have a long way to go. The work stoppage and chain scrape nearly halted our rebuilding efforts. But I hear a certain Nora got them back to work.
I was just helping out.
そうだよ、ここ
Yes,
通りたいんだから
I'm sure
ね。
Alvin was thrilled. Stand aside, soldier.
Sir?
There's the commander. Better brace yourself. And good luck.
Why the Sun King believes we can have peace with these barbarians? How are we to hold an embassy with a tribe that can't even govern their own people?
What more can you expect from barbarians? Ah. Aloy, was it?
Yes. The one who cleared the valley for
Aloy,
you?
was
That
it?
Aloy.
We appreciate your service. At least we are ready for the embassy to begin.
Didn't you just give the signal?
Both sides must signal readiness. Until the Tanakh sound their horn, we wait.
Yea, for as the first shall be...
Shut up. Why the delay?
The Tanakh are a tribe composed of 3 clans. How many banners do you see?
You're just gonna wait? Go find out what's wrong.
Oh, this isn't some forgotten corner of the East where you come from, Nora. It's the Forbidden West. If you don't
Forbidden
like
West.
it, run back to Meridian, file a complaint.
The Meridian I saved, you mean?
That's right. Nobody walks to the gate until the 3rd clan arrives and the Tanakh horn has sounded. Not even the savior of Meridian.
もう行く。
Well, thanks, but I've waited long enough. It's time to go.
Absolutely not. This embassy depends on diligent adherence to... You shall not!
Tell yourself that.
Someone approaching! On a machine!
Varl.
バールどうした？
Open the gates, please.
Do not let her through that gate! That is a direct order!
Sorry, can't do it.
I don't care if it's the devil herself! The gate is sealed, so that horn blows!
I'm asking nicely.
I don't know what to do.
Hey, Varl.
Hi, Aaron.
What's happening? You know, the usual. Aloy wants something. People try to stand in her way. It's not gonna work.
Gates.
Oh, that's it. Arrest her.
I'd like to see you try.
Supporting fire?
Yeah, I'm locked and loaded. Hey, nose off! You stupid bastard. You think you got the authority to keep that door shut in the savior of Meridian's face? What do you think Sun King Avad is gonna do when he hears what you did? Promote you, huh? Let her through, boys. Saving the world.
Forget something back in Meridian?
Look, Varl,
It doesn't matter. Made it just in time.
バールも一緒に行くの？相棒。
So this tribe that Murad told us about, the Tanakh, we need their permission to go west?
yeah, well, I figured it'd be nice if they weren't trying to kill me the whole time.
But this embassy hasn't started yet. We're just gonna barge in?
There's no more politics. No more delays.
つまり戦闘ってことでいいです
Now
か
at least you have some backup.
I guess I do. We'll see how it goes.
こいつらがテナークスか。テナーク。
That is the line between east and west. Cross it and die.
Hold on now. Let's take it easy.
None may walk this valley until our signal sounds. That was our accord with the Karja.
I'm not Karja. I came here on my own to ask for rite of passage.
But they opened the gate for you, did they not? What is the meaning of this violation?
Why send a child? Do they want to parley or not?
The Karja can't be trusted. This is no.
Forget the Karja. This has nothing to do with them. I need to go west to save lives. Maybe even yours.
The only lives you can save are your own. By turning back. Now.
Hold! She's telling the truth about one thing. She's not Karja. She's a Nora from the Savage East. And if she seeks to save lives, should we not listen? Let me speak to her. One last favor for a fellow marshal before he's taken away. A fearless, red-headed Nora. You must be the so-called savior of Meridian.
Just Aloy.
I am unyielding Fashav, once of the Karja High Command, last of the army of the setting sun.
You're Fashav. Avad gave me a message for you. That he waits for you in Meridian, where you belong.
Avad always was polite. Well, now I'm even more curious about you knowing that you have the confidence of the Sun King. But such an association with the Karja could work against you here, as it often has with me. As you can see, tensions are high. This embassy is a delicate affair. They're about to return me to the Sundom, a gesture that might help soothe painful grievances. And now you arrive, unheralded.
I'm not here to cause trouble. I just need to go west.
So you say. I might be able to help, but I need to know why. Along with some assurance that I won't regret it.
入れ墨
I've never seen markings like those on a Karja before.
The Karja see ink as decoration. For the Tanakh, it is much more. A litany of deeds. A record of vanquished enemies.
Looks like you've vanquished quite a few.
I've fought my share of battles. But I feel that my life, like my markings, is only half complete.
こいつはなんかいいやつそうだ
This
な。
side shows my martial deeds. Before I die, I'd like to see the other half marked with the laurels of peace.
お前と
How
テ
did
ナ
you
ーク
come
ス
to be among the Tenakth?
そうだよな
It's quite a story, but not a quick one. Though I suppose neither of us is going anywhere before the embassy begins. Are you sure you want to hear it?
聞かせてほし
Guess
い
we have time.
Very well. I marched with Sun King Jiran's raiders when they came west, hoping to moderate their worst impulses. I failed, of course. They committed unspeakable atrocities, stirring the Tenakth into action. When the clans overran our forward encampment at Cinnabar Sands, I stayed behind to help the last stragglers evacuate, and was taken prisoner. I didn't make it easy for my captors, mind you. And they paid me back in kind on the journey to their capital. I lost so much blood on the way that I was white as a corpse when they threw me before Chief Hikaro. I thought I was dead for sure, so I resorted to desperate measures.
苦肉の
So when
策
you met the Tenakth chief, you did something desperate.
Now, I'd kept my ears open as the Tenakth dragged me along, and I heard mutterings about a kind of trial by combat that they revere. So, when they flung me at Hikaro's feet, I demanded this right, called the Kurut, thinking that by winning I could request a boon, my life or even my freedom. The other Tenakth howled, but Hikaro stared them down, and then his gaze fell upon me. Evidently, he appreciated my ingenuity. He allowed me to participate in the Kurut. Little did I know what I was in for.
気になるような彼らって
You
どんな
said
試練
the
だったかな
Kurut is a Tenakth trial by combat.
Yes, but it is no ordinary trial. It doesn't pit men against each other, at least not directly.
機械だろうな
Instead, the combatants fight machines in a great arena, and only the strongest survive. Believe me, it is no easy thing to stare down a charging machine while hundreds around you scream for blood.
I know more about that than you might think.
あったねあったあった
Well, then you have my respect. Like you, I lived through it to claim my prize. I had hoped for freedom, but well, that wasn't on offer. Only service to the chief.
You wound up serving the Tenakth chief.
The winners of the Kurut must serve the chief as his marshals.
You mentioned that word before. What does it mean?
The word itself refers to a kind of protective spirit from the ancient past. In practice, marshals are Hikaro's roving lawgivers, part magistrate, part judge, part executioner. I won my place among their ranks and served as honor demanded, but many Tenakth still spat on the ground when I walked by. But they did, until I started forcing them to the ground to grind their faces in it.
I guess that's one way to deal with it.
As you may have noticed, violence is the native tongue of the Tenakth. To survive, one must master it. The truth is, though, the Karja speak it too. More than they should. I can't blame the Tenakth for hating them.
So then, are you still Karja?
Part of me, yes. Always. Yet there is much to admire about the Tenakth. Especially their chief. I've heard stories about what it was like before his reign. 3 clans always at war, constantly slitting each other's throats. Hikaro and the marshals have crafted a delicate peace. And now he looks to the future. Who knows? Maybe that future will include cooperation with the Karja.
The Karja talk about
とりあえず
Hikaru
分かったっ
as
て
a
言え
monster.
ないよこんな話聞いてたら
The Karja feel compelled to demonize him if only because he swept them from the field. It is true that he is fearsome. When I was first taken before him, I thought he would flay me alive. But he is no bloodthirsty tyrant like the Mad Sun King was. I think that if you were fortunate enough to meet him, as I was, you would find that he only wants the best for his people. I hope you do speak to him. I'm sure you'd interest him. So, that's my story. You're the first Easterner to hear it, but not the last. The Karja need to know what I have learned.
Yeah. The way you talk about the Tanakh is a lot different than how they do. Are you glad to be going back to Meridian?
Oh, I'll admit that I wouldn't mind sleeping in a feather bed or sipping wine from the southern vineyards. But I have another goal in mind. As someone who knows the Tanakh and the Karja, I'm in a unique position to advocate for both. If Sun King Avad is amenable, my hope is to establish a lasting peace.
The Tanakh don't seem that peaceful.
They're not, as a rule. But these are difficult times. Chief Akaro knows that survival often requires change, even if that change means putting aside centuries of war.
通行許
You
可
asked why I need rite of passage. I'll tell you, but you won't like my answer. 6 months ago, the world almost ended in Meridian. That threat still exists. It's getting worse every day, much worse. Calling down storms, poisoning the water, enraging the machines. The source of it all has gone west, and I'm the only one who can stop it.
I've seen the signs. And I've heard tales of incredible occurrences in Meridian, an army of demons vanquished by a red-haired champion. So I'm inclined to believe you. The burden of your task is written across your face clearer than any mark of mine. I'll grant you this, to serve as proof of your right to travel into Tanakh lands. A task so important, and it's just the two of you. Take it from one who aspires to be a diplomat. Allies are essential. Chief Akaro knows the West better than anyone. He may be able to help you. He can be intimidating to others, but don't let that deceive you. He is a man of his word.
族長に早く会いたくなってきた
If I need him.
Your choice. You can find him at his palace, past the mountains to the southwest. Tell him I sent you, and he'll listen to
Look! The Sky Clan's banner.
これで階段が開かれるってこと
It wasn't easy, but I brought the Sky Clan with me.
And the commander?
No. I could only convince a few. He isn't yet aware we left.
We have banners from all 3 clans. If there are fewer from the Sky Clan, it can't be helped.
He's right. Sound the horn.
お階段始まるな
What's going on?
Not all Tanakh can stomach the idea of parley with the Karja, but enough have come for us to begin.
Then I'll be on my way.
No! The other marshals will not permit it. You wanted safe passage, you have it. After the embassy.
The Karja have opened the gates.
As the sun rises over a land at war, so too can it set over a land at peace. Today is such...
Hear me, marshals! You who claim to be Tanakh!
Regala. Chief Akaro's biggest mistake. A rival whom he should have killed.
You have forgotten that our people were born in blood.
つまり敵
The
か
blood of the Karja. Instead, you pledge your spears to a chief who conspires with the enemy. Hikaru has betrayed us. The embassy is proof. And all of you marshals are his accomplices. For this, I condemn you to death.
You'll need more than toothless threats to intimidate us.
こいつ死んだな。うおー、バッテリーがすぐなりました。ちょっと待て、ちょっと待て。おい、ちょっと今めっちゃいいとこやろうが。おい、ちょっと見たい。すごい。
They're riding machines.
Where'd they learn to
They're
do
riding machines. サイレンスね。
Vashav, come with us
よ
now.
しよしよし。
Or not at all.
Archer! Light them up!
でもこいつらに R 一人ではまだ無理じゃないか。おいおいおいおいおいおい。
Archers! Keep them back!
いや、まあなんか平穏に住むとは思ってなかったけど。
Left flank! To the Kaja! Run them down!
They're not gonna make it.
博学のなんちゃらは知らないだろうな。
Open the gates! Open the gates! Open the gates!
あ、死んだ。
Kaja! Stand your ground!
オッケー。
Fire at will!
I don't have a shot!
強い。
What happened? Can you see?
It's just us now.
Hey! Come down and fight fair! Lancers! Take the center! Get ready!
Get ready. やります？やります？
Stick to cover! Archers on the ridge!
どうやって出すの？どうやって出すの？ど
Here they come!
They're onto us.
こから来るの？どこから来るの？どこから来るの？どこから来るのこれ？ちょっと待って、火のやつダメなの？火のやつダメなのこれ？あれ撃って意味ある？あれ意味ない。ちょっと待って。ちょっと待って、当たらん。あ、ちゃんとあいつら倒さなきゃダメかな。やばい、どうしよう。どこにいんのこれ？こいつらここぐるぐる回ってんのか？
Wire won't work there.
Now they're scared.
機械を倒す。 おれおれえだいおれおれよいしょおれおれおれはいはいえこれ時間で終わるやつ時間で終わるやつ怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖いマジかよ
Just you and me now, Barl.
We've survived worse.
Alarm!
We found them. Now you can take them down.
おれほっほっほっはいよえーて死ぬ待ってこいつさ違うってこれだよ待ってちょっとこれそれやねおれおれあれこいつさやばいやばいやばいってやばいってこれはこれ一発でじゃあもう一発でこれキャニスター狙ってオッケーもう一発キャニスター狙ってキャニスターオッケーナイスイナフもっとやれるぞ俺
You outlanders, I'll skin you both.
Chief, grant me the honor of this challenge.
Granted.
ここで最初のボスってことか何それ俺も欲しい弱っバール弱っ
You're next, girl.
I've never seen a shield like that. Better scan it. うわ何これちょっと待ってちょっとフォーカスフォーカス
もう一個。待って。待って、これ何？なんで俺これ装備してんの？
Now's my chance.
おらおらおらおら
Shield regenerated.
やばい。
Break his guard. Shield's gone. He's vulnerable.
おらおらおらおいしょおら。
I've got to break that shield.
おら。お前あいつすっぱだかじゃねえか。
That shield's not gonna save
おら
you.
待て待て待て待て。えってなんだその飛び道具。ん待って飛んでんだけど。なんかかっこいいことした俺今。また弾切れた。これ3発、これね3発なの。ちょっと待って。おれおれおれおれよいしょ。もう一発。オッケー。
Your turn. Come down here and face me.
No! It was an honorable challenge. You've
なん
earned
だよ名誉ある決闘。
Comrades, mark this day. Today you have decimated the marshals, slaughtered the Karja. So begins our war on Hikaru. Move out.
バール帰れもう。
Get him to the camp now.
You gonna make it?
You're going on without me, aren't you?
そうだよそうだよ。
Guess I'm stuck with Aaron. For now.
Come on. I'll take you back to the fort.
Eh, あの人死んじゃったの？
I got you.
It's salvage time, boys.
俺倒したやつ何も回収してないんだけど。こいつが持ってた盾は欲しいよな。
Don't think it can take a hit. I should be able to use it to glide.
Aloy. We're still trying to sort out this mess. Seems like the Tenakth have a civil war in their hands.
That sounds about right. The marshals weren't expecting Regala to attack.
And the entire Karja delegation was slain. Nozar, Vuadis, Fashav. A massacre. What will you do now?
I have to head west. Hopefully this rite of passage is still good. For what I'm after, I'll cross all of Tenakth territory if I have to.
Then you have a long road ahead of you. This is only the threshold of the Forbidden West. The Tenakth's true domain lies over the mountains that border Plainsong, home of the Utaru tribe.
This isn't Tenakth territory?
All that out there? That's no man's land. It was supposed to be neutral ground, though obviously this Regala ignored that. Her rebels approached from the north, with all those machines they were riding. They must have made camp up that way.
The rebels were riding bristlebacks. And there were bristlebacks in the Daunt.
Are you saying the rebels let them into the Daunt? How would that even be possible?
I don't know. But it's worth looking into.
While you're at it, there were a number of Karja and Oseram who went out there before the gates were shut for the embassy. Maybe you could check in on them. See if they're all right.
I can keep an eye out. Is there a tall neck somewhere nearby?
A tall neck? There's that one, over there, near the Utaru border. But why?
It's hard to explain. It'll help me get the lay of the land.
If you say so. Is there anything else I can tell you before you go?
めっちゃあるじゃん。聞いとこう全部。待って待って。
You said the Tenakth lands are far to the west. What can I expect to find between here?
Well, as I mentioned, you've got a stretch of wilderness known as No Man's. Past that,
飛ばし飛ばし聞いていくねこれ。
their territory is split into.
Right. I saw.
The desert clan is closest. Where everyone else sees an inhospitable wasteland, somewhere beyond the desert.
You don't sound certain.
I've only heard the stories. During the Red Raids, the Karja, but the United Clans rose up against them.
So no one except the
Maybe the scholars do, back in Meridian.
You mentioned the Utaru tribe. Their lands are between here and the Tenakth further west?
That's right. They're a peaceful bunch, at least compared to the Tenakth.
It's hard to imagine a bunch of...
Make no mistake, they have a fierceness all their own. When the Karja were pushed back during the Red Raids, their warriors chased out. The Sun King has made several overtures of peace to them as well, but...
If they're so peaceful, why do...
Don't know. You'd think that'd make them open to trade, but...
This area is no man's land.
That it is. The Tenakth used to attack anyone, but after Avad overthrew the Mad Sun King, he reached out to the other tribes to the Tenakth agreed to a neutral border. Karja and Oseram have been striking out into the air.
But now, it seems like Regala and her...
Well, I'd never call No Man's Land safe. The ancient ruins of the southwest are a testament to that. Remnants.
You said there were others who went out when the gates were open before.
Well, in addition to the salvagers that just went through, there were a couple of... Even saw 2 Karja scholars trekking southwest with an Oseram crew.
めちゃめちゃあるじゃないか。
called Regala a rival. Someone the Tenakth chief should have killed.
Yeah, I reckon he should have. She's obviously a huge... Her attack was coordinated and precise. Until you got in her way. That is.
They knew the lay of the land. And they knew Fashav was going to be hit. If the Tenakth weren't expecting her, she must have...
They had to have made camp nearby. So...
About
Fashav.
The man was taken captive by the Tenakth. It's a cruel end for a good soldier.
There was
パ
more
シャーブには生き
he
残
wanted
って
to
ほしか
do.
ったな。
He spoke of advocating for lasting peace between the Karja and Tenakth.
Too late for that now.
What will happen to him?
His body will be carried back to Meridian. As the cousin of the Sun King, no soldier could ask for more.
It's too bad about Nazar and Wadis.
At least Nozar went down fighting. As for the Sun Priest, well, no one. I'll make sure they're given.
Do you think the Karja will take action against Regala? Seems like you'd have common ground with the Tenakth.
An expedition of the Karja army into the west could be taken as the start of another invasion. Sun King Avad won't risk it. That said, we can't allow ourselves to be.
I'd need to be on my way.
Then I wish you
I
luck.
need to be on my
The
way.
gates will always be open to you should you wish to return. And don't worry about your friends. We'll get them patched up. Sun watch over you, Aloy. I hope you find what you're looking for.
ここからゲームスタートか。とりあえず
Gotta be prepared.
全部取ります。すげえ、滑空できんだ。シールドウィングは機械の技術を応用し、そのエネルギーを利用した滑空装置。空中で四角を長押しすれば展開して滑空できる。丸を押せば滑空をやめる。了解。
So, this is the Forbidden West. A whole new frontier to explore. The coordinates from the spire should lead to Silence and Hades. And just maybe...
ブリスルバックむちゃくちゃピッてキモいね。
To blank the storms, Regala's machine riders. But we'll have to push through it all. Find a way to fix the world. Like Elizabeth would.
あーでもそっか、なんだっけ、
The woman who wrote the ambush.
足となんとかを壊してないからあれが取れないのか。
There's only one other person who has that kind of knowledge.
まあ確かにサイレンスの何が望みかはすごい気になるよな。
Why help to knock the rebels?
これ全部当たりますよ、全部。めちゃめちゃアイテムあん。ボス戦の後いつもめちゃめちゃアイテムあるよな、このゲーム。
This'll be my stash when I need it.
結局これトラップワイヤーうまくトラップワイヤーとかさ、俺罠うまく使えないんだよな。めちゃめちゃ落ちてるじゃん。回復もしちゃおう。あとこれはイベントで死んだやつか。もらえるものは全部もらっておかないとね。箱結構落ちてるね。
Good spot to test the shield wing. Why climb down when I can glide?
そうだね。試してみるか。トールネックいるんだったらトールネックのとこ行きてえな、まず。 何これ。
Like an interesting color.
真夜中の、あー、はいはいはいはい。これクイックセーブ。ここが野営地だったのか。うわー、あれハデス、あの機械、あれのあれのあれだよね。トールネックのところ先行きたいな。でも結構遠いな。かなり遠くないか。とりあえずほっ、あ、長押しちゃった。あ、でもなんかまあそんなになんかめちゃめちゃ遠くまで行けるっていう感じではないんだね。狐はやっと、あれあれあれ、おれ、あれあの狐やりてえな。はっはっ、よし。これはまずこいつは何、こいつは何。
If it isn't the savior of Meridian and of my very own operation. Laren, say hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
You know, if it weren't for this one, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now. I was at Barren Light when the Tanakh attacked. Nasty business. But every codger in Oseram is thankful you drove him off.
So what are you doing out here?
Well, to hammer it plain, there's treasure in the West. Unclaimed scrap and ancient metal. And I've got a sturdy band of salvagers that's ready to take advantage. We'll buy any scrap you got. And if you're looking for machine parts, we've got the best in the West.
なるほどね、部品屋さんね。
And soon we'll be trading in more than just that. For too long, the West has been, well, forbidden. Dangerous. But what if I told you we could make an armor so tough, so infallible, that you'd never have to worry about survival out here again?
I'd be curious to take a look at it.
Of course you would. And that's why I've asked my most talented salvagers to find what they need to make that armor. Each of them will present their work to me. The best protection will go on sale to hunters.
Okay.
Just like you.
Lucky me.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to back in Chainscrape. Laren can take care of you while I'm gone. Can't wait to see what you come up with, my boy.
Leave it to me. It'll blow all the others out of the forge.
You have got to help me.
What are you talking about?
The armor. I made a dozen versions of it, but none of them were good enough. And there are other crews further west. If they make better armor than mine, I can kiss that keg full of shards goodbye.
So you get a prize if Karif picks your armor?
A big one. And I finally have the perfect design. I just need the right parts, and fast. So maybe you'd be willing to pick up a contract and get them for me?
What would I be looking for?
Shell walker containers. Their plating
Shell walker
a lot
ね。
of damage. It'll make the perfect armor. I know it.
I think I can handle that.
Ah, thank the forge. All right. We
なんか
scouted
ヤ
out
ドカリ
a
みたいな
herd
やつい
here.
た気がしたな。
Here's the contract. It'll tell you everything you need to know. You take the machines down. My people will pick up the containers.
I'll give this a closer look later. Thanks.
Counting on you, Aloy.
契約回収契約。500か。まあまた今度にするかな。
I might want to read that contract before going on the hunt.
長いな。長いね。契約書読んどいた方がいいの？回収計画あるんだこれ。オッケー、じゃあ今日はこの辺にしておこうかね。あれだ、これもっと焚き火見つけなかった？こことかさ。はい、ということで今日はここまでにします。ご視聴ありがとうございました。じゃあ、ご視聴おやすみなさい。また次回。バイバイ。